Good evening, good evening. It's time to stop our day. Good evening to you. And you. Good evening, everybody. So the request today is neck and shoulders and sort of overwhelmed with what's happening in our hospitals and just very, very physically and emotionally drained. So that's what we're going to approach tonight. And also sort of anxiety about what's coming next. We don't know what's happening in our world. So there's a lot of unsettledness. So the focus today will be neck and shoulders and just really coming down to peace and feeling a sense of grounding. So I'm asking everybody to start off into fetal position, which is, a really nurturing pose. Feel safe and warm. So we start with our bolster underneath or in between our legs so that our hips are nice and aligned, and we bring our head here onto the block. And just find yourself resting. Just feeling the breath moving into your body, maybe taking a longer breath on the exhale or longer on the inhale. I'm going to be quiet for this first minute so you can just really connect with yourself in this moment. So once you get comfortable, gently close your eyes and just feel your breath. Just feel the breath in and out. And notice here if your mind is jumping around a lot, let's give our mind a little bit of a break, a little rest. And every time it bobbles out of the moment that you're in, I want you gently just to bring it back and watch yourself breathe. So we're going to add a little counting. Sometimes the counting helps. So let's say that you're a beginner. You'll start with a counting of 4. If you've been working a little while, you could do 6 or 8. And we're going to count it out together. Ready? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 if you're wanting that. And then exhale for the same amount. 4, 3, 2, 1. Count it for yourself. See if you can stretch it a little bit. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Keep going. Now remember that ujjayi sound, that noisy is a really good anchoring breath. You can use a technique where you're making a sort of a noisy sound. And all the troubles and thoughts and worries and things you're thinking about, they're still there. We're going to have lots of time to think about them after our class. But right now we need a little retreat. We need a little respite. So focus here and counting your breaths. Another 6 or 7 of them, please. Count it in your mind. Keep going. Now, I'd like to offer you guys a mantra tonight. If there's something else you're working with, feel free to change it to make it suitable for you. But my mantra offer to you is one that I truly love, and I've also given to my kids. It's, I know how to take good care of myself, or I take good care of myself. So either one, pick one. I know how to take good care of myself, or I'm taking good care of myself. Okay, so let's keep that mantra right in the front of your brain here. I know how to take good care of myself. I am taking good care of myself right now. Maybe even stretching out that breath a little bit longer for these last 5. I know how to take good care of myself. I'm taking good care of myself right now. All right, taking your hand, the one that's on the bottom arm, I want you just to start to squeeze and pinch and tug, just giving yourself a little love up there. Abhyanga, when we do self-massage, it's a part of the Ayurvedic side of yoga. Abhyanga, self-massage is very key to taking good care of yourself. So just give yourself about 1 minute, about 5 to 8 breaths of just really digging in. Almost imagining that your hand is sucking up like a vacuum hose any tension or stress. I know how to take good care of myself. I take such good care of myself. Beautiful. Very nice. Now let go of that and you feel all that tension in your hand. Isn't that crazy? Shake it out, move those fingers around. That's a lot of tension. Now we're going to take ourselves onto our back. You could stay here if that feels good to you, or you could turn your block up a little bit so that your neck is sort of saggy here. And you could take a couple breaths, just stretching out the back of your neck. So either lower or a little bit higher. We're going to walk the feet wide and lean the knees together. And we're going to relax our tongue, relax the muscles around the eyes, holding here for 5 breaths. I take good care of myself. Beautiful. All right. So turn it down, bring your bolster with you or your pillow, and we're going to go to the other side. And taking our other arm, we're going to start to do about a minute here, massaging again, just tugging and pulling and pinching. Keep the breathing deep. Beautiful. And then noticing that and shake that out. And we'll go back to our backs, please. And when you feel ready, we're going to take the pillow away from the head and just bring the head down to the mat. Sliding your hands down by your sides, allow yourself to feel those shoulders perhaps lifting to the ceiling. And I want you to anchor those shoulders down. So just feel that. Let's release. And then the upper arm bones press down. Feel how that opens the chest. Let's do that about 5 more times. Pressing those upper arm bones down, spreading out the front chest, feeling those shoulder blades moving to the spine. I can take such good care of myself. I know how to, and I do. When you feel ready, double check that there's a curve underneath your neck. There's no, your neck is not on the mat. It's lifted. The head is on the mat, as well as both shoulder blades. And you're going to pick your hips up. Keep pressing those upper arm bones down. Now, feel yourself like you're trying to drag to the wall behind you. So imagine you're trying to drag your shoulders away from your ears, getting lots of length in your neck. Some of you can grab a hold of the mat and really try to rip the side of the mat apart. It's a really nice way to bring some integrity. Others of you can grab interlaced fingers underneath, and we're bringing our mind's attention to the breathing between the shoulder blades in our back body. So we're bringing the attention to our breaths in between the shoulder blades in our back body. So breathe deeply 5 more times. Keep feeling like you're dragging to the wall behind you. I used to call this class yin yoga. Now I'm calling it evening yoga because we're going to have a little bit more dynamic movements like this. And the purpose of that is for you to let stuff go. So if you had a hard day at work or you've got a lot of overwhelm or anxiety, use this dynamic pose to let things go. Big exhales. One more deep breath. Big exhale. Let stuff go. And releasing down, 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 and pause. Okay, final round, same thing. Walk those shoulder blades in and down. Double check that your neck is not on the mat. It's lifted, natural curve there. Grab the sides of the mat again, or up you go to bridge. And you're using the weight of your body to try to shimmy your shoulders away from the ears. How long can you get that neck? Let the day go. I can take good care of myself. Let it go. 2 or 3 more big breaths, please. Use the yoga. One more. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Releasing down, 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 down. And we're just going to turn and look to the left. Turn our head, look to the left. And turn and look to the right. How's this feel for you? All right, lazy bones. We're going to slowly come to a seated position. So again, neck and shoulders is our focus. Okay. So from here, we're going to just do a little bit of a hello on the neck. So sit up nice and tall if you would. And I want you to just find the ears being really level, very level. We're going to take our left arm up and we're going to put the heel of our hand on our temple. Okay. We're imagining that the temple is moving to the sky. So imagine that this is lifting your side of the face up to the sky. Now double check you've got alignment in the shoulder here. So we're not forgetting the integrity here. We've got this elbow pointing straight to the side. We're hugging that shoulder in though. That shoulder blade is level with the other shoulder blade. So we're not torquing. We're nice and level. And then taking a big inhale. Temple is lifting up. You're going to drop the head. So what we're doing is we're not collapsing this underside. It's like our head is still resting on a pillow. When you're ready, inhale, reach that right arm up. And I want you to drop the fingertips and then lift them. Drop. Keep pressing your head into the heel of that hand. Notice the shoulders. This is pretty dynamic, I know. 3, 2, and dropping that hand down. You could use a block or you could use your Spider-Man hand, and we're going to lean away. Let yourself rest here. Keep dragging that temple up. Use the dynamicness of this pose to let stuff go. 3. We're working deeply with the fascia all the way down to the bones here. Instead of just stretching our muscles, we want to get deep inside. 2. And beautiful. Come on back up and release. And do what we call the ooh la las. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Okay, you can feel that crunchiness, right? Now coming back, we're going to do the same thing again. A little different though, is we're going to lift this left shoulder and we're going to crunch our neck. So now we want to crunch it a little bit. This is poor posture, right? Holding like you're holding a phone. And I want you to just meditate on all the muscles that are tense right now. Doesn't that sound fun? So study it. What are you doing to make this happen? How does it crunch up the jaw and the neck? You got 3 more breaths. Study what you're doing here. Keep it crunching. Keep it crunching. 2. And gently release and drop the head away and reach. Some of you might want to turn your chin towards the collarbone. Some of you may want to look forward. You decide, just wherever you need it. Take such good care of myself. Beautiful. And come on back up and go back to your ooh la las. Second side. Okay. Right arm up, find your temple, heel of the hand. Again, we're trying to drag the side of the head up. We want that shoulder to have integrity, right? So you can feel that shoulder blade in, you're level through the ribs, you're level through the shoulders, the elbows facing straight to the side, and you're leaning in a little bit. Now go ahead and start to tilt the head, but you're not collapsing. You're still trying to push the temple up. Reaching your left arm up. Now we're going to drop that hand and straighten. Call that flossing. Remember, whatever you're doing with your hands affects the neck. So using this position to open up those hands is very important when we think about all that goes up into the neck. 2 more. And dropping that hand down, you can find a block there or a little tennis ball action, pretend, and reach. It's dynamic, it's heat building, it's taking some work from you. Keep those exhales. Use this sequence here. We're going to relax in the end. You got this. You got this. 3 more breaths. Beautiful. And we come back up and pause. Ooh la las. Okay, back to checking in on awareness. We're sitting up nice and tall. Now we're going to get a right crunchy shoulder, drop that ear, and study. What do I do here? Like, what muscles are being asked to do work? What am I doing with the rotation on my shoulder? How is this imprinting in my body? So we'll hold it for another 5 breaths, and you study what tensions you're holding here. One more. Beautiful. Slowly bring it up. Release it to the other side and stretch. 8 breaths. Working deeper. You're still not collapsing. You're not actually doing that again, but we have that visual where we don't want to be collapsing, but we want to be stretching. And taking such good care of yourself. Beautiful. And gently come on back up. Okay. So now we're going to turn our head, and we're going to turn our head just to where we feel a little sensation. So I'm asking you to do this where you're not turning and getting a stretch, no stretch at all. Right before you start to feel the stretch, I want you to stop. So we're teaching those boundaries. So just back and forth, rotating the head. Again, the back of the head is right over the lower back. We're keeping those ears level. Look at me for a moment. Sometimes people turn their head and they dump it like this. You see how I'm crunching the neck? I want you to keep the chin tilted, and you're just rotating, keeping those ears level, not to the point of a stretch. So right before you feel a sensation. So kind of boring right now. Let's go about 10 more. We're hydrating those discs. We're creating length by lifting all the way up the crown of the head. Motion is lotion. So we're lotioning up. And again, we're not doing muscle work here. We're talking to the deep, deep in the bones, deep in those tissues. Maybe you can hear a little crinkling in there. Maybe you're noticing that it's more shallow on one side. It's easier to turn your head to one way, but not the other. You know, they say that one of the first things we lose the ability to do as we get older is turn our head. So I like to add this kind of work in every day of my life, this sort of moving in and out, very therapeutic. 3 more. Now, the next time you look to the right, I want you to stop and go just enough that you get sensation, and put your fingers on where it tightened up. And breathe. Press deeply into that area. Good. Release. Let's go back, turning your head about 5 times. Just enough that you're not getting the stretch. And then here we go, looking to the left. Go to where you get a stretch. And then touch the area that you feel it. And breathe. Beautiful. Come on back to center. Okay. The size of a dinner plate, we're going to draw a circle with our nose, just the size of a dinner plate. Again, thinking about that motion as lotion for the neck. Keep sitting up tall as we build our bedtime routine. Maybe even dimming the lights tonight after our class. Making yourself a nice little warm hot toddy, some sort of hot, delicious beverage. Unplug from technology. Finish up your meals so that you have time to digest. 2 and 1. Good. Beautiful. We're going to use a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can fake it, or you can use a belt or a scarf or anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a loop in the strap. Okay. And we're going to put it on our left leg, right at the top there. Okay. Let me show you what we're going to do, and then you can decide how you want to set it up. So you've got the strap on your left leg. You're still sitting in crisscross applesauce, right? We're going to take our left arm or right arm, and we're going to grab a hold of the strap. So this is called a bind. This is an easy place to get injured here. When you internally rotate, a lot of our shoulder injuries come from that movement, like when we're slamming the car door, that turning of the shoulder. So you want to make sure you're keeping your integrity there, but you're going to close the shoulder, reach it back. If you don't have a strap, you're just going to hold it like that. If you do have a strap, you're going to actually grab a hold of that loop. Okay. All right, so we're still sitting up nice and tall. And those of you who can work deeper, you might even really go all the way in and open up that shoulder. You decide how you want to do it. Pull. I want you to feel this bind. Take a big inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale from the belly button, turn, go ahead and put that hand down on the leg. And I want you to feel like you're pulling the leg out. So you're really dragging that leg out. I like to turn my palm up. I feel like it opens that shoulder. So maybe that's an option for you too. Okay. Either way, if you are happy here and you feel pretty confident, you could even drop your right ear to the shoulder and get that nice little shoulder stretch too. So you see how much we got going on here. Okay. So you're really pulling on that strap. You're feeling that safe bind to the shoulder. If it's tweaky for the shoulder, then back off. You're twisting from the belly lock, and you're dropping that right ear. Let's breathe deeply. I know how to care for myself. Relax the tongue to the bottom of your mouth. Relax your throat as if you were about to yawn. Go back to counting your breaths if your mind is chattering at you. There's a saying in yoga called Chitta Vritta Nirodha. Chitta Vritta Nirodha. And it basically means quieting the fluctuations of the mind is the goal of yoga. So the goal of yoga is to control our mind. It's not to be able to do a handstand. So see if you can bring your mind right now to the breath and be the master of yourself. Beautiful. And release. Switcheroo. I'm going to take the strap off, put it on your right leg. Okay, again, reaching out, close the shoulder, being very careful. This is a chain, wrist, elbow, and shoulder. They all work in sync. And you're going to reach around. Some of you will be able to grab that strap, or you're just letting it hang there. Feel how that feels. Does it feel like your shoulder likes that? Right? Right arm reaches up, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, grab palm down or palm up, sit up nice and tall. And again, maybe you're even going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder this time. And master yourself. Watch the breath. Where's your tongue? What are you doing with the neck muscles? Are you clenching it all? Two more deep breaths. Beautiful. And we're going to slowly come on back and pause. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, so in yoga, we have a breath called lion's breath. And it's basically imagining like a dragon, like you're just flames flying out of your mouth, like really crazy face. So basically you open your mouth as wide as you can, you stick your tongue out and you look to the hairline. It's like, it's just very big. I want us to do 3 rounds of that. And I want you to imagine, we're going to do it in downward facing dog. I want you to imagine that all the anger, all the frustration, all the turmoil, all the chaos or overwhelm, all that you've got in your mouth or in your mind, I want you just to spit it out. Okay. Very, very lovely. And I do recommend doing this regularly. Come on to hands and knees. This is a pose, downward dog, that I recommend everybody do every single day. Going upside down is so healthy. They talk about it being the fountain of youth, right? Just being able to turn your world upside down. When you're ready, curl your toes under and take your bottom up to down dog. You can totally bend the knees. Pressing through the thumb side of the hands. Let that head be heavy. Take a big inhale through your mouth. I'm sorry. No, through your nose. Open your mouth as wide as you can. Stick your tongue out like you're trying to touch your tongue. Look at your hair and go. Okay. Let's do 3 more. Big inhale through the nose. Angry lion. Can you hear how long I'm holding it out? See if you can hold it out a long time. 2 more. Come on, let it go. Last one. Your brain is loving this blood coming to it. Big inhale. Last one. And keep going. Bring your knees down, 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 and child's pose. Take 2 more big breaths where you are. Beautiful. All right, I want to teach you one more breathing technique that I really love. Okay, so come on to sit on your bottom here, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to go into our restorative pose. So if you want to put your blanket on or your scarf, or get your socks back on, anything like that, this is a good spot to do it. And this breath is called Bromari breath. It's a bumblebee breath. They teach it a lot in prisons. It's a technique. The ancients say that it removes violent thoughts. we're all violent, right? We're all violent, whether we're physically violent or we're just critical of ourselves or others. We all have these very negative, violent thoughts. So this breathing technique is a really beautiful way to teach you about what's deeper inside. And it helps prisoners and things not be so reactive. So I want to show it to you. Let's sit on 2 blocks. Okay, sitting on 2 blocks. And I think I've mentioned before, I like to sit on blocks where my tailbone is not on a block. So I like to have it like in a V shape where my tailbone is hanging off so that I'm not getting that compression, especially if you're sitting all day. You know, this is a nice way to get some lift off of that. Now we're going to take our legs like this. So if you need to be even in the chair, you could do it on a chair. Because what we want is we want to be able to prop our elbows up. So you can decide how you want to do it. For me, I like this best. Okay. And in just a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to close off our senses, right? So we talk about pratyahara, which means turning down other people's opinions, the books, the other doctors, the nurses, like we're turning everybody down and we're going to go into the wisdom of ourself. That's what this is all about. The wisdom of ourselves, pratyahara. And so what we need to do is we need to close up the portals. We need to close up the gates where we take information in, which are our ears and our eyes and our mouth. Okay. So in just a moment, we're going to use our thumbs to plug up our ears and we're going to drape our fingers just gently over our eyes, right? So it's dark. We're going to breathe in through our nose. Just watch me for a moment. Breathe in through the nose for 4 or 6 or whatever it was you were doing. And on the exhale, the Bromari breath is the bumblebee breath. We're going to hum. And then we inhale again. And then whatever count, 6, hum. And what it does is it gives this sound like there's a sound in a cave. So as you do 5 rounds of the Bromari breath, I want you, when you're humming, to think about, where is the sound being created? What part of me is creating this sound? What is deep inside of me? And turn that inner gaze inward. Okay. So inhale and then exhale as long as you want to with the hum sound. Your lips kind of tingle and buzz a little bit, and then do that 5 times. And then we'll come back and release. Here we go. Beautiful. Finishing up and preparing yourself for final Shavasana, whatever that means to you. You could take your legs up on the couch or up on a wall. You could do another happy baby round or puppy pose or down dog. This is your time. So you have another 20 minutes or so to use the rest of this time to build another sequence, or you could journal out your gratitudes for the day and what you're going to do tomorrow. You can use this time to prepare yourself for one of the best night's sleep you can by what you do right now. So take this time however you want to, okay? Because you know how to take good care of yourself. That's why. Okay. Thank you so much for keeping your light on, right? Your keeping your light on helps our world stay lit. We need you to keep your light on. We need you to take care of yourself. And one of the things I always like to remind folks is the people who love you, what they want more than anything else, all the people who love you, what they want more than anything else is for you to take good care of yourself. That's what they really want. Okay. So please do. All right. Much love to you all. I will see you next time. Namaste. Bye-bye.